welcome back to the Express at False Creek. Now, if you think that the condos in Yaletown or the Athletes Village are small, imagine living in just 220 square feet. Actually, better than that, imagine wanting to live in just 220 square feet because the space is so well conceived and so stylish. I want to put my hands together for architect Michael Katz.
This is the fridge and this is the freezer.
It's a beautiful home with the most up-to-date appliances, stylish minimalism, and everything a person living there might need. And it's all contained in only 220 square feet. It's called L41.
We were looking for a name to really talk about a house that we classify as like the smart car of housing, a house for everybody. So we thought for L for One is the play on All for One, the Three Musketeers cheer. All for one and one for all, a house for all.
So let's go and check out the kitchen.
L41 is outfitted with a green roof and the latest in green technology.
So this is what we call the little heart, the beating heart of L41. All things being equal, the smaller a house, the less materials, the less labor, the less energy, the less city services, and the less land that it requires. Therefore, the most affordable it will be.
And L41 shows how a small, affordable home can also be very livable.
You would think that the kitchen would not be very large, but we felt that the place we should start to design a little house would be in the kitchen, because we feel that most people spend all their time in the kitchen area or sort of family room kitchen. So what we did is we designed a kitchen that we felt was fantastic.
This is a magnetic induction stove, which if you touch it, there's no heat. This is a very high efficiency pull-out hood fan.
And I see you've even managed to get a dishwasher in here.
This is an 18-inch dishwasher, which I think is actually better than a big dishwasher. You don't have to wait for it to fill up.
A place for everything and everything in its place, so that when somebody comes to move in, they really just come with their clothes, their laptop, and their dishes, and they're in. And you know, we really have to start thinking about our footprint and you know, what we really need in life. Not what we want, but what we need.
L41 can be sold as an individual unit, or they can be linked together condominium style.
We were very fascinated with the architectural solution, but now we're far more fascinated with the idea that this could actually help people worldwide get into a home.
A home for one and a home for all. In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
The house will be on display at IDS West. That's happening September 29th through October the 2nd. Michael and Janet will be on hand to give you those whirlwind tours. And you're watching The Express, and we've got a whole different kind of tour up next. One that'll give you a bird's eye view of the sea to sky.
Flying itself is a joy that it's hard to describe. It's just an incredible experience.
Sharing the experience of flight is what Squamish-based pilot Peter Bayless gets to do for a living.
Hello.
Oh, hi, are you Jess? Here for the intro lesson? Awesome.
Based out of Sea to Sky Air at the Squamish Airport, this certified flight instructor teaches those wanting to learn to fly for a hobby or as a career.
We offer everything, you know, from the recreational pilot permit to a private license to a commercial license. How we create lift is actually this curvature in the wing right here.
Part of the training includes ground school, which covers everything from regulations to navigation to how a plane works.
Well, if you want, we can go check out the plane and get flying. All right, let's go. On our wing tips here, we have what's called our ailerons. And if you just want to come back here, you can see how the ailerons move.
Having learned to fly before he was old enough to drive, teaching comes naturally to this Ontario-born pilot.
What we do to take off is you just pull your nose back slightly and airplane does the rest for you.
The takeoff and landing take practice, but it's knowing what to do in unexpected situations that truly make a great pilot.
There's the Squamish River meeting up with the Cheakamus on the right. Bunch of fishermen still.
Nice.
Squamish is a challenging place to train, and therefore, you know, it just produces a much better pilot where the winds can get pretty hectic and throw you around a little bit.
Let's go to snowbird school or something to go do that.
The varied terrain of water, mountains, and valleys add to this unique training environment.
Why don't we do a nice 360 here to the right?
It's just beautiful too, as you're training, just breathtaking views, and you know, it's actually quite relaxing as you're doing stalls and spins and stressful things.
For example, head to tails, what do you do?
I don't know.
That sort of stuff, yeah.
Each student reacts to the challenges of becoming a pilot differently, providing Peter the opportunity to expand his skill set as well.
Just like that.
You learn so much teaching new students, it's incredible.
I'm going to turn slightly to the right too.
Since his move to Squamish 5 years ago, Peter has no intention of ever giving up his day job.
This nice little pocket right at the start of the runway here.
So what'd you think?
That was good. Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you did awesome.
Thanks.
Really nice, easy. Working for basically your passion is yeah, pretty special. Patience is key when you're instructing.
From Sea to Sky Air at the Squamish Airport, I'm Jessica Turner for Shaw TV.
Sea to Sky Air is more than a training ground. They also offer scenic flights and air charters. You're watching The Express, and we're going to take you even higher when we come back. After the break,
it's a really neat looking satellite. It's about 65 feet long by about 7 feet.
The Dawn mission.
We heard the noise of pickleball and we came in to try to find out what it was.
Pickleball.
We just loved the game.
The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
What's your thing?
Bugs. Everybody's got to have a thing.
My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex.
Nobody's good at everything. Everybody's good at something. What's your thing?
Welcome back to The Express at False Creek. Today's show is about celebrating life on the West Coast and making sure that we're living every moment. But it's not just about life here on Earth. With our next feature, we're looking to the stars. Joining Cam at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center to talk about the Dawn mission.
Well, hello. If you're like me, you're often wondering, how did the universe actually come to be? Well, I have good news for you. There is a satellite called Dawn, which is hopefully going to tell us just that. Now, Dawn is a really cool satellite that was launched in 2007. and it's reached its first destination, which is the Vesta asteroid. Now, this is in the asteroid belt that separates Mars and Jupiter, and basically it's headed there to have a look at some of these failed planets. So it's like a dwarf planet, what we call Pluto now. And the reason that they're looking at these large rocks is to try and get an idea about how the universe actually started way back when. Now, these are pretty fascinating as far as looking at the origins of what something like the Earth started out as. There's a whole bunch of different rocks that came together. It's going to be looking at two. It's going to be looking at Vesta and Ceres. These are two very large pieces of rock in that asteroid belt, and they're looking at them for good reasons. One of them is a dry, rocky kind of piece, and the other one is a wet, icy piece. Now, it's equipped with a whole bunch of different really cool observation equipment. It's got a spectrometer, it's got gamma ray detectors. It's going to have a look at these two pieces. It's looking at the first one now, which is the Vesta, but it's going to be moving towards the Ceres one in 2015. So it's got a long mission ahead of it. It's a really neat looking satellite. It's about 65 feet long by about 7 feet, and it hopefully is going to be able to look at these basic building blocks and tell us a little bit more about how the universe came to be. Now, you can follow its progress on the NASA website. There's some fantastic images. It's the first time we've ever really taken a close-up image of a dwarf planet. This image is pretty clear. This is a shot of Vesta, and you can see as we get closer and closer the amount of detail that we're going to be able to get from this. And hopefully, again, it'll give us some of that early information, some of the building blocks of how our universe actually came to be. For the Express here at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center, I am Cam Cronin, and it's just one of the amazing satellites that are heading out into space right now to try and tell us a little bit more about how we came to be.
A space rock from Vesta was found in Antarctica, and scientists believe that many more meteorites have traveled from our middle planets to Earth. Now on the Express, we're going to talk traveling speeds of a pickleball and find out why that sport has brought the Shepherd family together.
506. Oh, good serve. We use a wiffle ball, and we use a badminton court, tennis height net, and an oversized ping pong paddle.
It makes a very recognizable sound. And it was that sound that made the Shepherd family take notice.
We came to ALC. I swim all the time, and we heard the noise of pickleball, and we came in to try to find out what it was, and we just loved the game ever since.
Shirley, her husband Dave,
oh, nice serve!
And their son Michael now try to play at least 3 times a week.
It's a good team sport. I play with new players all the time.
It's great fun for all of us. We all enjoy it, and it's kind of nice to be able to come down in one car and enjoy the sports.
Grant introduced the family to the sport 3 years ago and have played with them ever since.
10-0. And they've been getting involved with Pickleball Canada on a national scale, so they're a great family to have for pickleball. That's it.
It's fun for us because we enjoy family. As I say, there's tons of other people you meet here. We've met some wonderful friends just through the game of pickleball.
The family even play against each other from time to time.
Oh, nice try.
She's a fun girl to play with. She's very competitive. She's terrific.
Nice shot.
Oh, Mike's very strong. He's got unbelievably fast reflexes. Anything you fire at him, he can return at you and return it hard. So he's a very good player.
But if there was an award for the most competitive, Mike and Shirley agree.
I'll say my dad.
Nothing like friendly family competition.
All right, Shirley, there we go. Yes, nice shot.
In Abbotsford, I'm Melanie Pinetta for The Express.
Yes. Way to go, Shirley. Nice try, Mike.
Mike and Shirley each brought home medals from the BC Seniors Games that happened in Trail last month. They're also looking forward to hosting the National Pickleball Championships that are happening in Abbotsford next year. You're watching The Express, and we've got your spotlight on more local events. Make a difference at the Walk for Words Walkathon in Mundy Park in Coquitlam. By joining others, your support helps a child in need to read and write. This festival celebrates the arts through music, dance, theater, and films. The artwork has been created by members of the community in the heart of the city. Drop, cover, and hold on. That's what thousands of people in BC are doing on October 20th for the Great BC Shakeout. It's an event that will help save lives if and when the big one hits. That's it for today's Express from False Creek. We do love to hear from you and would like you to send us emails to theexpress@shaw.ca. Tell us what you thought of the show. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Johanna. Thanks for watching.